guys, happy Sunday. I have to be somewhere today, so I am gonna get ready. And while I get ready, I thought I would do a Q&A. So I went to Instagram and I pretty much just like, ask me anything. It could be anything juicy or just like something you guys are curious about. So let's get into it. Always got to start off with some skincare. I already washed my face and I put just like my regular moisturizer on, and now I just got to put my sunscreen on. And I really like this one. It's by Murad. Okay, let's get into the questions. You guys are hilarious. I'll start with the most common ones. The first one that I got that like a lot of people were asking was how I met my husband. So technically we met through Facebook. This was back in 2011. I was 15, my husband was 16. I went to an all-girl high school, he went to an all-boy high school. One day I got on Facebook, all these notifications, and it was, he poked me, if you remember that. He poked me, he liked all of my pictures, he commented on my pictures, and obviously he friend requested me, and I was like, who is this person who is obsessed? So he messaged me and pretty much just asked me out right away. He asked, what I was doing that weekend. I was like, nothing, We ended up meeting at the movie theater. It's just funny because I asked my best friend at the time to come with me because I never went on a date by myself. I was 15. I had to be careful. And she told me no because I brought her along to so many bad dates before where like the guy has brought someone for her, and there was one time she straight up walked out of the movie theater. That was on me, but it's just funny. So she said no, for good reasons too. But I ended up asking someone else to come with me. It was like, I remember it being a whole thing just for me to go to the movies. So whatever, I get there. He's nowhere in sight. I think he texted me something like, he was running late. This man, or this boy, was late by like 30 minutes. So I started the movie without him. And then he finally was like, I'm here. And so I go out into the little waiting area and like where the concession stands were. And he gives his movie ticket. And I look up and I swear, I think my heart literally stopped. So whatever, he came up to me and I didn't believe that he was his age because he was so tall. I'm 5 foot and he is 6'1", and he was huge. For a 16-year-old, he was huge. So I literally asked him for his ID. He pulled out his ID and, he was like, yeah, I'm 16. So we go to the movies, inside the movies. He was kind of like quiet. Obviously we're in the movie theater, but like back then when you go to the movies, how do I say this? You don't go to the movies to go to the movies, okay? Like when you're that age, you don't do that when you're on a date. You go there and you kiss or whatever. And that's really like what I was expecting. So he just like didn't do anything. He didn't put his arm around me, nothing. I was like, oh my gosh, he definitely doesn't like me. So I, for the first time ever, I made the first move and I like put my hand on his leg, I think, which is very bold of me. And then he turned and he kissed me. When I tell you, this was the best first kiss I've ever had. Like ever. I just thought like, oh my gosh, I have never experienced this. I've never felt this before in my life. Then after that, we just went out for pizza, and my friend's mom came and picked me and my friend up, and I was like, bye, Come to find out later on, he actually took a cab to the movies because he couldn't get a ride. His grandma actually gave him cab money, and he took the cab there, and then he didn't have a ride home. And it was January in New York, and He walked home in the snow. That's a long walk from the movie theater to his house, but he gladly walked home in the snow. So that's how we met. The rest was kind of just history, you know. We dated for 5 years, I think it was, and he proposed to me. He was going in the military. He didn't really have anywhere else to go at the time. He joined the Air Force, and I was in college going to school for broadcast journalism, which is funny because it's kind of like what I'm doing now. I'm on camera, but not in that sense. But one day he got orders to go to Alaska. I was like, oh, okay, like will be a new fun adventure for us to go to. You know, there's gonna be all these like cute little people there, and no. Like, in my experience, Alaska was really, really, really rough. It was cold, it's dark all the time. It was like a true test to our marriage just because we knew nobody, all we had was each other. So shortly after we moved to Alaska, I found out I was pregnant, like within the first month. We did unfortunately lose our first child. I was 20 weeks pregnant, and I did deliver. He was a boy, and his name was Jameson Patrick, which, if you guys don't know, my son's Patrick James is named after our first child, and then the little one, Colt Jameson, is also named after him. So we made it through. We're fine now. We have 2 very healthy little boys, and we made it to South Carolina, and everything has been really wonderful since. So that brings me to the next question that I kept getting, was if I wanted to have another baby, and if I did, would I want a girl? The short answer is yes, I do. I would love to have another child, and I would love to have a girl, but I would be completely fine if it was another boy. But it's just not in the cards for us because after we had our youngest, he just did not sleep at all. He didn't sleep for like the first 9 months. And I was truly traumatized. And I told my husband, I was like, I'm done. I am done. I'm not getting my tubes tied. I'm not going on birth control. Like, you got to get a vasectomy. So he got the vasectomy. It went very wrong. Okay, very wrong. It was supposed to be only 15 minutes, and it ended up being like 2.5 hours. He was hemorrhaging and all this stuff. He's fine. We were pretty set in that decision that we did not want to have any more kids until my little one became older. He's 4 now. He'll be 5 in June. We have been getting that itch, like, we want another one, but obviously we can't do it naturally. So we have looked into getting the vasectomy reversed, but there's just like a lot of risk involved, and it's like not even a guarantee. It's a lot of money. Like, it's a lot of money. So if it was, I think it was like 8, maybe 70%, it was $2,000, which is fine. And then the higher the chances, the more expensive it got. So the one that we were really considering was about $10,000 to do it. And we're like, oh, like, I don't know, should we do it? I don't know. And then there was another option, like, it was like pretty much guaranteed, that was like $20,000. And, you know, we just came to the conclusion, like, we're just happy with our boys. We're good with them. And I'd rather take that money and just honestly spoil the hell out of them and take them on vacations and save up for them. So that's what we decided to do. But we did also think about fostering to adopt. But I am also afraid that I will get my heart broken by doing that. But it's still a possibility. I don't know what the future holds. If God blesses us in some way, you know, that would be great. But if not, I am perfectly happy with my 2 little boys. Next question that I got a lot was, what's my ethnicity? I'm 50% Colombian and then 25 and 25 Puerto Rican and Cuban. My dad came here from Colombia, met my mom here. Well, not here. I think they met in New York. And my grandma on my mom's side is Puerto Rican, and my grandpa on my mom's side is Cuban, so that's how I came to be. Next question that I got, I almost didn't want to answer because I am really embarrassed by it, but you know, I have to be honest. Do I speak Spanish? The answer is no, I do not. Not fluently, but I can get by. If someone speaks to me, I can get by. I have tried to learn over and over and over again. I always try to learn, and I do learn something new every time, but honestly, if you don't speak it every day, it's hard. And my husband's white. I am surrounded by white people. Like, I am not around my family, and it's annoying because my sister speaks Spanish, and my mom and dad, like, were just like, you know, I'm the second one, and they just didn't teach me. Okay, the next question is, how did I get into the dental field? So if you didn't know, I used to be a dental assistant. I was a dental assistant for about 4 years. I didn't go to school for it. I was trained in it. Before that, I was a medical assistant. I went to school to be a medical assistant when we were back in Alaska. So I worked in gastro, and then when we moved to South Carolina, I started working in like internal medicine. That's actually how I met my best friend. She was the one sitting next to me. We shared a desk. I think I was there for about 3 years. That job gave me so much stress. This was during COVID, and I was heavily pregnant during COVID, and I was testing patients while being pregnant. I was so over it. I was like, I hate this place. I'm done. My best friend at the time knew someone who worked at the dentist office where I used to work. And this person told my best friend, hey, there's a position opening up at the dental office. Would you be interested in coming to like work here? And my best friend was like, oh, hell yeah. But can my best friend also apply? Me and her both applied. We both did the interview at the dental office, and we both got the job, and we both quit the same day at the medical office. And we started at the new dental job together. And it was like a totally different ball game. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I didn't even know what a crown was. No idea. I was like, oh gosh, I am like way in over my head. But I learned. We both learned, and it was really nice because we got to go through that experience together. And if I didn't know something, I would go to her, and if she didn't know something, she would come to me, and we just like figure it out together. It all worked out, and the dental office was the best job I've ever had, honestly. I mean, like anything, a job has some things that you may not like, but my boss, which was the dentist, he was great. He treated us great, like he treated me great. I truly, truly loved working for him. Now you're probably thinking, well, if I loved it so much, why did I quit there? I did love it, but it became too much, like as far as being a mom and working at the same time. And like, I'm sure there's working moms out there who are listening. It is so hard to juggle both. And I honestly was just like, I need to be at home with my kids. Like, as much as I love this job, I can't do both. Right now, I just cannot do both. We had no way of making that happen. Like, me and my husband had no way of making that happen. My husband was not making enough money. He was working for the fire department, the city fire department here, and they didn't get paid a lot. Like, firemen do not get paid a lot. I was like, I just need to figure out a way to make more money where I can stay home, because what we're doing now isn't working. We're living paycheck to paycheck, and things are just getting more and more expensive. So I had to figure out, like, what are we gonna do? Now, I've always wanted to do something, like, I guess in front of the camera. When I was in high school, I was doing like broadcasting, and then I obviously went to college for broadcast journalism, and I even started a YouTube channel when I was like 16 or 17. And I remember, like, I had a lipstick haul it was this whole thing, but I only made 3 videos and I never stuck with it. And I've always wanted to do social media. I just never had the balls to do it. I was like, you know what, screw it. If this is something that I really want to do, I'm just like, what's it gonna hurt? You know, it's just gonna hurt me if I don't do it. I started posting to Instagram and TikTok back, it was 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in January. It's just crazy like how my platform did take off over something silly. I was just posting like regular vlog content, and then one day I posted about how I made lunch for my husband while he went away on his shift, and that blew up. I was very blessed that that happened because it brought me to where I am now, which is staying home with the kids, and I get to do something that I love. And you know, if you guys have a dream to do something, just do it. That's all I can say, is just do it. Also, what did help was that my husband did get a better job. He is a fireman, but now he works for the government, so they get paid more, so that did help us, and I'm able to do this full time. So there's just like a lot of different factors that played. This could not have happened if I didn't trust God and just ask for help. There was a time whenever I would pray, I would just say like, you know, thank you God for this, thank you God for that, and that's it. I would never ask God for anything because I felt guilty to ask. And then I had a friend who was like, no, he wants you to ask for help. You know, he's there to help you. One day I just started like asking God, like, please help us make enough money where I can stay home, you know, please let us be successful and this, that, whatever. And no lie, like a week and a half later, my husband got that job. So that helped greatly. And then things just kind of like spiraled from there. It's truly amazing what can happen if you just like let go and let God, honestly. Okay, let's see. We'll do 2 more. Actually, let me do my bangs and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just blew out my bangs. I'm going to take out these socks now. But I was looking through the questions, and one of them was, have I had any work done to my face? And I have not. I've never had Botox or anything. The only thing I've done, I guess, is like microneedling and something called M-Face, where they like stimulate the muscles in your face. Would you consider that work done? I don't know. Another question was, how old am I? I am 29. I actually posted a video of what I eat in a day to like feel and look my best by the time I'm 30, and I got so many mean comments from that video, just like that I look 40. It's like, all right, shut up. And it's always the same people that comment like the nastiest things. Just letting you know, it does not bother me. That was actually another question, is if like the comments, the negative comments that I get bother me, and they do not. I really could care less. And my true followers, who are like the sweetest, kindest people, they go in on these people for me, so I never really have to respond to them as much as I want to. I'm like, you know what, it's better just to not say anything and just let it be, because then it just gives them ammo, and then they're like, you know, they're just gonna run with it. I got one in particular, well, I got a couple of the same kind of question. A lot of them is advice on marriage and like how to keep things spicy. You guys, I have no idea. Like, my kids are still really young. I don't see my husband like that. Not like that. Like, I'm attracted to him, but I'm saying I don't actually like physically see him every day. So it does give us some time to like miss each other. But yeah, guys, that is all I have for today. Do you guys like these type of videos? I have a couple more questions, but I only picked a few. If you guys want a part 2, I can do that too. I am working on a meal planning video. I did see your comments on the last video, so I will get that up probably sometime in the next week or so. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'll list all the products that I use in the description box in case you guys had any questions. But I hope you guys have the absolute best day today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!